everybody. Back to Sparkle Heart Magic Force Go, the internet's favorite long-form thirsty sword lesbians campaign on the internet. The internet's favorite thing on the internet. That works. Um, we're gonna start right with introductions as we always do. So I think we'll start with Jess. Please
Hi there,
introduce yourself. Please introduce yourself, your pronouns, your character, and your character's favorite thing about the character they like the least.
Okay. Hi, I'm Jess. My pronouns are she, her. I will be playing a Cherry, everyone's favorite scoundrel, former leader of this little troop of magical girls. And her favorite thing about Tallahassee is that Tallahassee's very dedicated to her very silly little career.
Yes. We're already in the upset of the century, y'all. But Cherry's least favorite is Tallahassee is already a what the fuck. So this is the right question I'm asking. Eve, go ahead. Introduce yourself, your character, and your favorite thing about, let's be honest, Cherry.
I'm glad that you caught me right before I took another bite of my delicious dog hair covered burrito.
I went too fast.
So yeah, hi, I'm Eve, she, her. I am playing Belladonna Sawyer, aka Ice Wolf Striker, previously Song Guardian. Also she, her. And Sawyer fucking hates Cherry almost as much as she hates herself for loving Cherry. I think the thing she likes the most about Cherry is her confidence. Because even though she is completely wrong and a piece of absolute shit, she is 100% sure of herself, and I mean, that's something at least.
Hey, if you're gonna be a piece of shit, you should own that gender.
Exactly.
Piece of shit is a valid gender, and you should own it.
Exactly. Like, if you are going to be a terrible person, say it with your fucking chest.
Right. Speaking of saying things with their fucking chest, the person whose chest has nothing on it to muffle the sound, Cam. Introduce yourself, your character, and Tallahassee's favorite thing about the character she likes the least.
Hi, I'm Cam. I use he, him pronouns. I am playing the artist formerly known as Tallahassee Stirrup, and I think Tallahassee's favorite thing about Tallahassee is how when they say the funniest thing, people laugh and smile and have a twinkle in their eye. Makes them feel good. Cherry and I matched. Twins.
That's my favorite thing that's happened so far.
I'm only mad.
Saul. What was that?
I was gonna say I'm only mad because Jess stole my answer.
Sorry.
That's perfect. You can take out your revenge in story the way that you sought out how Adrian's like key was in story. Speaking of Adrian, Saul, give us the crowning achievement of this particular question. Introduce yourself, your character, and Adrian's favorite thing about her least favorite piece.
Hi, I'm Solstice. I use any pronouns. I'm playing Adrian, who uses they, she, and is the fallen of the party. My favorite thing about my least favorite person, I think Adrian's favorite thing about Sunbeam is her commitment to her commitment to the bit. She's really decided who she wants to be, and she's sticking to it.
We love a commitment to sparkle motion. We love that. We love that about Sunbeam. We love that about Cherry. We love that about Sawyer, to be honest. Also, it is a low to lash out at somebody who's not even here to defend themselves. I'm joking. You should totally do that more. Hi everybody. I am your game mistress. I use 19 different names. You'll hear me give a different one each and every time. One of my names is Pope Uncommon the Dainty. I also use 3 different sets of pronouns. One of them is Fae, Femme, Fear, Fierce. I am playing everyone in the world who is not these characters, including the world. So the answer would be too long to what their favorite thing is about these characters. I'm not going to give it. Instead, I will let you know that sorry, I had a moment of my mind shutting down. Let you know that you are earning channel points while you watch the channel, watch the show, and you can spend those channel points on a number of things. But specific to this show, you can spend them to get a cute critter companion cameo for 500 points. You can do a indulgent outfit description or transformation for 300, an individual flashback for 850, and a group flashback for 1200. But even more important than spending channel points is subscribing. If we get up to 50 subscribers, our producer Baba Yaga is going to get a tattoo of Sparkle, Heart, Magic, Force, Go. I believe she has determined what it is. It is Naughty and Nicey, our 2 cute critter companions, stretching a banner between them that says Sparkle Ye, Sparkle Ha. Also, you can spend channel points to get a tarot card pull. And if you do so, I will be using this Sailor Moon tarot deck that I purchased specifically for this show from Etsy, and you can purchase too. It's from Kaio Clubhouse, which I will put into the chat. There you go. So you can purchase one yourself. Finally, we have had a number of session zeros, more than one, in an attempt to ensure that we were all safe engaging with romance and sex topics in this game. However, none of y'all were in those meetings, as you might be able to remember. So the possible trigger warnings for this episode include physical violence, displays of anger, yelling, childhood trauma, amnesia, friendship trauma, permanent character death, some gore, physical violence, toxic relationships, allusions to the effects of transphobia. No transphobia will be shown on screen, but the effects of it on trans women will be gone into, or might be gone into, and toxic living in the now. If any of that is something that you would rather not engage with, please take care of yourself and do what you need to do. So you can tune out for a second and come back. You can leave and watch the VOD later. You can do whatever you need to do to keep yourself safe and brave. That is very important to all of us here at Enchanting Sorcery Productions. So, we're going to open the session with, in fact, a flashback, which I'm about to pay for. An individual flashback from Cherry. So, Jess, would you please narrate this flashback?
Yes. In the present, Cherry is lying on the ground in the middle of the Heart Park, arm broken, nose broken, just wet with sweat and mist and blood, and she's just lying on her back with her eyes closed. And for just a moment, you see Cherry again, maybe 11, on her back again in her room, surrounded by boxes and boxes and boxes of antiques. And she's got her headphones on and she's listening to vinyl records on a vintage record player. And she is alone. And then flash forward, it is 13-year-old, fully magical girl, Cherry, Sparkle Guardian, laying on her back in the grass at night, laughing and around her are her teammates, and they are tired and beaten, but they are victorious, and they are laughing with joy and just the exhilaration of being a team and being magical girls and being winners. And then you see in very quick succession many moments like that, many happy moments with the team and being a magical girl. And then you see Cherry, freshly 18, alone again in her dark bedroom on the floor, just weeping alone, while across town everyone's attending a memorial for an inexplicable disaster that occurred where a building collapsed on itself. And then you see what would be Cherry, but you can really only see her legs. She's underneath the car. She is underneath a golden 1979 Firebird, and you see her hand come out, and she's reaching towards a tool, but on the ground is the fossilized form of Naughty, and you hear from under the car, she's like, Naughty, could you just hand me that would... Okay, you can't, that's fine. And then you see her again, laying on the hood of the car, somewhere far away in the desert. Naughty sitting beside her, propped against the window, and she's looking up at the stars. They're reflected in the windshield around her. She goes, Naughty, they probably all miss me. They're probably all thinking about me right now. I bet they are. And then you see a quick succession of Cherry in a bed with maybe people. Cherry getting slammed onto what looks like an MMA fighter's ring that looks very illegal and like it's in a basement somewhere. And then Cherry again on her car, alone, looking tiredly at the stars. And then you see Cherry again, alone, in a hotel room, possibly with various paraphernalia. Who knows? She's lying there, looking bored, looking frustrated and confused. Looks over at the fossilized form of Naughty again and says, I think whatever he sold me was fake. I don't feel anything. It's been hours. I don't feel anything. I think he tried to cheat me. Oh, okay. I'm gonna kill him. Okay. All right. Let's go. And then darkness, car crash noises, and you see Cherry again, once again, lying on the cold ground, broken, the sparkling, glittering glass around her, her own blood. And she wakes up. She's in the Heart Park. And she pulls herself up and sits up. Pulls herself up with her one good arm. And to Naughty, who's not there, to nobody, to maybe herself, she goes, this isn't how any of this was supposed to go.
And at that point, there is a flash of Cherry's car surrounded by blackness with the hood up, and a version of 13-year-old Cherry pulls its blurry face out of the hood and wipes a smear of grease across its forehead. Looks around, sighs, and disappears back under the hood. And we slap back to the Sparkle Heart Adventure Recreation Park, where childhood never ends, and where hearts sparkle and childhood never ends. As we are in front of a restaurant. Oh, by the way, we had somebody redeem a tarot card pull, and you got the Knight of Wands reversed, because this group has a hell of a time getting anything up right, which joins the Three of Wands, which carried over from last session. So we slam back to the Sparkle Heart Adventure Recreation Park, where we just were, as we saw Cherry get up. Pull herself up with her own good hand. Everything around the fight is chintzy, or would be if you could see it through the thick haze filling everything, covering the desert landscape. It's plastic and in primary colors and bright, and doesn't seem to match anything that the Sparkle Guardians who are involved in this fight, the Mystical Guardians, excuse me, involved in this fight, remember. They know what stories are being referenced, but it didn't turn out like that. It wasn't a product to sell. That old lady was able to adopt her grandchild after you defeated the monster of that episode. Now they're selling her as a little tiny automated thing that just says "good job" whenever you press a button. But we don't see most of that because of that haze that just does not belong in the desert. Instead, we are focused pretty severely on the front of a restaurant, which has a small patio in front of it. There is, if I recall correctly, there's still one old lady on the bench in front of the restaurant, and another old lady sprawled off to the side, having been thrown there by Solar Guardian to save her. That old lady on the ground has a little streak of cactus skin in the middle of her chest. Neither of them seem to be reacting to the violence in front of them. Their eyes are distant, looking only at a past when things were better, they were not better, and everything was nice and gentle, and prices were low, and politicians were honest, and none of these things are true, but you can't tell them that. The look on their faces matches the look of Solar Guardian, sprawled with her bouffant all jumble, her outfit started a bit torn, and a pink crystal blade sticking out of the bicep of her arm. And pink crystal blade, it should be said, that has been attached to the end of the arm of another blurry-faced individual, a blurry-faced version of Solar Guardian at 13 years old, who just before Cherry said, or Sparkle Guardian said, this isn't how it should have turned out, had said, now I can be as powerful as Helga is. There are two magical girls. Well, one magical girl and one something. It's not really been determined what exactly Ice Wolf Striker is. But there is a large humanoid wolf with giant icy claws and a spine full of icy spikes down its back. I imagine her slavering with spittle that freezes as it falls to the ground and clinks almost musically against the sand of the desert. And the aforementioned Sparkle Guardian, arm broken, uniform bloody, beaten, and pulling herself up onto her feet, unwilling to let these strange beings win, to defeat her and her friends. So, we'll start, I guess, with Ice Wolf Striker, since we started with Cherry's flashback. Ice Wolf Striker, what are you doing as this blurry face we have dubbed Cloudy Day has climbed on top of Solar Guardian? Oh, and before we do that, we had a tarot card pull paid for by Sir Heckalot. Oh, this is great. I love this. The Fool Reversed. So we have the Three of Wands upright, the Knight of Wands reversed, and the Fool reversed. So before we go to Ice Wolf Striker, I will simply say one of the few good things that Aleister Crowley ever said. The Fool is the nothing we are talking about when we say that nothing is greater than God. Speaking of fools, Ice Wolf Striker, what are you doing? I believe you are muted, my friend. It wouldn't be a stream if somebody didn't try talking while muted.
All right, so yeah, I think she wants to grab Cloudy Day, by like essentially just the scruff of the neck and hurl her as far away from this like old lady and Solar Guardian, just because this is not the area that she wants to fight.
All right. Alright.
Yeah, she just wants to put some distance. There's like, I don't know, fucking roller coaster or some shit she can throw her into. But like at the same time, she's gonna be turning, like, just like grabbing, and then like over her shoulder just says, Sparkle, use your fucking magic already. And yeah, gonna try to huck this lady. I'm assuming that's a fight.
That would be, I believe, a defy disaster, because your goal is to get the Cloudy Day away from possible
Oh
victims.
no, what's my defy disaster?
Defy disaster uses any of the 5. It's the catch-all move. So roll me with great. Well, sorry, I was gonna say with daring. Maybe grace is the thing, because you have to do it before she strikes.
No,
Nah,
I'm not
do
good.
daring, because you're trying to rip her off.
That's
Do
good
daring.
because I'm currently hopeless. So that's just a flat 0 instead of a -2.
Also, one of our players has redeemed yet another tarot card, giving us 4 tarot
Stop!
cards. This one is upright! And also a wand. I feel like I'm setting something on fire this session because we have 3 wand cards. It
Now,
is the
that's-
10 of wands.
That's a 7, so it's not a complete failure, but it might make Sunbeam a little bit worse.
Yeah, the most obvious result for this is if you grab and throw Cloudy Day, it will be able to rip the blade through Sunbeam. And in the process will give you a condition, probably guilty, if you don't already have that mark.
I do not. I only have hopeless.
So it will give Sunbeam a wound, but mechanically speaking, because it wasn't Sunbeam's move, it's going to give you the condition guilty.
Okay.
And the wound is just narrative.
Well, luckily guilty is just a -2 to emotional support. And I don't think I've really done that yet.
I mean, I feel like you've been giving emotional support this whole time. I should have had you roll. So you take those giant icy claws and you sink them in the back of Cloudy Day and tear it off of Solar Guardian. Its sword, well, Cherry's sword, is attached to its arm, and that then it is sunk into Sunbeam's or Solar Guardian's bicep. So as you do so, it drags the blade down the length of Solar Guardian's arm, laying it open.
Not ideal, but I mean,
But you do manage to
she'll survive.
She'll survive. You do manage to hurl Cloudy Day into a roller coaster nearby. Somebody give me the name of a chintzy roller coaster based on the Sparkle Art Magic Book.
Oh, wait.
I mean, I have an idea, but it's real straightforward. It would just be the Stampede.
There you go. That's good.
So you hurl it
wooden
into
coaster.
Yes. You hurl it into the stampede, and you hear giant cracking of wood, and crashing down as the track stumbles down a bit before settling. You've clearly taken out a support beam of some sort using Cloudy Day. And you also hear this tinny recording of somebody who doesn't even sound like your friend go, Sparkle off in the distance. Sparkle Guardian, what are you doing?
I was very just in that moment and just full of rage and pain. And then Sawyer called me Sparkle. And I haven't heard that in like 10 years. And it bolsters me. And you said use your magic. And I'm like, okay. And I basically run as quickly as I can up to it's a park, so I imagine there's just like little hills and like little places you can sit. I run up where I can overlook where you just threw a cloudy day, and I'm going to, best of my abilities, I'm going to draw on my magical girl power because I am the Sparkle Guardian, and I want to summon my sword, which is right there, and I want it to come to me because it's mine.
I think this is going to be, as we mentioned before session, call in a toxic cloud. It wouldn't be. It would have been Defy Disaster if it wasn't both an Eidolon and attached to Cloudy Day's arm.
Yes.
So please roll with Spirit.
Oh, so good at Spirit. Fun. Oh, it's a 7. Okay, I'll take that.
So you pull the blade. You pull at the blade with your powers, and you can't see what's going on because of the fog and the mist. So for a second, you don't think it's work. And then there's a sickening squelch sound. Like that time you broke your arm when you were 6. So much worse to break your arm when you were 6 than to break your arm as an adult. Somehow, it's the same wound. You've had both. You broke your arm both times. You would know it's the same wound, but somehow it was worse when you were young. And you hear that sound. The sound was worse. And the blade comes flying out of the mist of the roller coaster in your direction. And I think what I'm going to give you as a consequence, even though it's not on the list, is as it does so, it clears the fog a little bit, and you can see that the Stampede has a sparkling of red dust on it, and one of the roller coaster train things, slides down the broken track, hits a particularly thick patch of that red dust, and you hear a as more Eidolons appear in the form of these wooden horses that were part of the roller coaster ride, leaping off of the roller coaster in your direction, bearing long teeth. As they do so, their eyes glow for a second, and almost like an old camera, they create a 3D image in front of them, rushing towards you as they charge towards you. That 3D movie is of the time you hurt Tallahassee the most. What was that time?
I think it was when I kissed you and then never went anywhere with it.
Oh.
That it was just I was caught up in the moment.
The image is of you, I think it was in a theater, if I recall correctly, so you flash back to this moment. You in a theater, surrounded by seats, kissing Stampede Guardian, and breaking and turning away to run off, and the camera stays on Stampede Guardian's face, and for the first time, Cherry sees the effect on Tallahassee. I think I'm going to give you a condition as well,
Okay.
if you're okay with that.
That's
If you're
fair.
okay with-
I'm not taking the
I-
fault for this one. I didn't make
No,
those
no,
ones.
this is-
Those ones are my fault.
These aren't your fault.
And guilty is the condition if you don't already.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Maybe I can convert them to mine, though.
Hope
Well,
so,
what are
'cause
you
they're
doing?
about to trample me. Did my sword come back?
It came back. It came back and it landed in your hand. It doesn't have a
Oh.
hilt at the moment,
Oh,
so as you close your hand to hold on to it, you're holding the literal blade.
oh, great.
There
I thought you
is.
were going to say the legs, so they just kind of close around your hand to hold
No!
your hand.
I mean, it,
Oh
it
yes, that's
was.
exactly what happened.
Yeah, it was a facehugger sword.
Yep. So you do have a bit of a hilt because now they're holding on to you at the wrist here. These little insect-like pink crystal legs as you hold the blade, which is still cutting into your arm, into your hand, flesh of your hand. And there's a little bit of, well, I won't describe it because that's a veil, but there's a little bit of cloudy day at the end since you ripped it off of her hand.
Yeah, I look at that, and I see the horses trampling towards me, and I'm not sure if it's coming from me or reflecting off of the lights of the rides or the horses, and my eyes glint a bit red. And I say, Sparkle Heart Magic Force, go. And I activate my magical girl form.
Yes. So what do you throw? You have to throw.
Oh, this will be good. My jacket's so messed up. I rip the whole sleeve off of that arm, and I toss it. And since I'm destroying something I care about, that clears my angry condition.
Remind me, it was your sword arm that was broken, wasn't it?
Yes.
So you're holding the blade in your sword arm, which is broken. As you rip the sleeve off, throw it. I'm gonna pay for the indulgent outfit description. And so, can you describe this transformation from beaten up Cherry to
Yeah. I was
even
down
you?
to
Maybe your outfit's changed?
I was
don't
down
know.
to just like filthy jeans and boots and what would have been like a band tee. I've just destroyed my pink jacket, and as the neon lights reflected in wet blacktop kind of energy sunset light swirls around me, it's sort of the same as my like greaser gal outfit, like tall boots. It's shorts now instead of a skirt, and jacket, but kind of like a cool half jacket. And instead of the light pink and darker pink accents, it's black. And I kind of flip my hair back Sailor Moon style, and my hair is just neon pink. And it almost like lights up like that like anti-paparazzi piping, and it's just bright pink. And I like have the sword on my shoulder, and the like heart appears on the back of my jacket.
Yes, I love it. I love it. And both of you hear from the direction of the roller coaster, just no, I was so close. Icefall Striker, what are you up to?
Yeah, I think she, like, right as this transformation sequence is ending, Acewolf steps up next to Cherry and, like, just whips her arm out and essentially just, like, side throws a handful of icicles, and she's going to try to convert these eidolons to be hers.
Yes,
Calling on toxic power.
Okay.
we're so toxic.
That one's spirit, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I took 2 points in spirit, so it's now a positive for me.
You used both of your stat upgrades on that?
Yes, I did. So that is a 9 plus 1. That's 10.
All right. You get a +1 forward as the to anything involving the eidolons that you're taking over. So anything involving the horses, you will get a +1 forward. As the icicles sink into the horses and disappear into the wood of their monstrous forms. They like skid to a stop, cock their head for a second. Their teeth, their mouth freezes, just freezes shut as their teeth return to horse teeth. You see that the cracks in the wood from the damage fill in with ice. And if you want, you can spend that +1 forward to have them project an image that would emotionally support Sparkle Guardian.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, while I think of that though, real quick, freeze frame on them, Nightmare Striker.
Yes, the Nightmare Striker. Yes.
Oh.
Oh, and they also all grow a 5th and 6th leg out of the middle of their body and take on a purplish sheen.
Let's see, what image? Because I'm absolutely taking that. What would boost this little dumb shit mood a bit? I'm gonna say, honestly, probably all the rest of like the Sparkle Hearts in their prime cheering, and Sawyer hates that fucking image so much, but she knows that that's what this little idiot needs. Because she's just so pathetic.
I think I'm gonna spend one of my GM strings to push back on that and ask you to make it something much more personal between Sawyer and Cherry.
In that case, because no matter how much Belladonna wanted it back in the day, she couldn't quite bring herself to try and be physically close to Cherry. Like, she's too intimidated for that. But there was one time where they held hands on a walk. I think it's just that walk. Both of them, like 14, 15, just holding hands in the park.
Yeah, it's the image. It opens up on the hands and zooms out to see you walking amongst the cactus in the local park. Please roll emotional support, Eve.
Oh no, I'm bad at emotional support right now.
I will.
What do I add to it?
You add heart or spirit. In this case.
Now, real quick, I am sacrificing my dignity here. Does that count?
So in this case, I'm going to let you, because it's magic, I'm going to let you use whichever is better for you, the heart or the spirit.
It's
You're kind of
spirit.
doing both. Also, after you roll, you can spend a string on Cherry to get a +3.
Oh, do I have any strings on Cherry right now? Where are those? Why am I not seeing them? Oh, there they are. I swear, every time I look at this page, everything has moved around. Okay. I actually do have 2 of them, so.
All right, so you can
That's
do it. Spend
good.
one after the roll for a +3.
Oh! No joke. I roll boxcars, baby.
Yes. So you don't need to spend
That's
that.
well, it's only 11 because I do have a -1 right now.
That's okay. Save your strength.
But
So
still, boxcars, baby.
Yes, we love a boxcar.
It could never be a 12 because it's still cherry.
Yeah, it's still cherry.
So, seeing this Sparkle Guardian, the choice is up to you whether or not to open up the Ice Wolf Striker. So, what do you do?
Oh, yeah, I think I see that, and I like that's how I thought we were. And just they're not even walls. It's just that the internal world that Cherry has built is so fake but so dense. Like, she's so deep in the delusion. And that's how she thought you thought of them. That's how she thought you remembered. And to see for even just a second, you know, despite everything you've showed her, despite everything from the mind vision, that, you know, that happened. That was real. That was a real moment that we had where there was nothing ulterior from Cherry's end. That was just an innocent moment we shared. And I think she, like, you see her face soften a bit seeing that, and she says, let me think. Well, first I'm going to clear a condition, so I no longer feel guilty.
Yeah,
I feel guilty plot-wise, but not mechanically.
I mean, you could have marked
and-
XP, taken +1 forward, or gotten insight, but
Oh, yeah. Oh, I can
You're
only
the
get one of
route.
those? On
Yeah.
a 10 plus? Oh, okay.
Oh, you get one. You choose one, and I choose one,
Oh, okay.
or I
Okay.
get a string on you.
yeah, 10+ means that the supporter gets a benefit.
Okay. Yes, and I don't look at you. I'm still very proud. But I look at this moment we had, and I say, I can't give back what I took. I can't make that up to you. I see that. Maybe if we make it through this, we could start over.
So, and then you're going to clear that condition? Is that your final choice?
What does guilty do? Let's see real quick. Guilty. Let's do emotional support. I'll take an XP instead. I'll take a +1
Okay.
forward, actually.
Okay.
I feel like we're
take
gonna
that
need it.
+1 forward.
Bunch of conditions.
Oh, can I clear a
and-
condition for you?
No,
Wait.
I'm going to clear a condition
Yeah,
for
yeah.
myself.
Yeah, so then Ice Wolf Striker, you have a choice from the same list plus get a string, like you said.
No, it's or get a string.
I meant it's the same thing. Yes.
Okay.
Anyway, what's your choice?
Yeah, no, I'm clearing hopeless because I don't see me being able to clear hopeless anytime soon.
And
We're
then,
kind of in the shit.
Are either of you smitten with the other?
No.
No.
Okay, that's perfectly fine. I'm going to spend the fool reversed because if anyone is the fool in this group, it is Cherry.
Mm-hmm. Accurate.
Ice Wolf Striker, I want you to describe how you jump into combat.
right now.
Yeah, I figured that's what the next thing you're gonna do was towards.
Does she answer me? Or we may not have time.
Oh,
But...
you have an answer first. Yes, that's a good point.
One sec. I think something's going on with your mic. I cannot hear you.
Sorry. Do
There
you
we go.
answer? Do you answer Sparkle Guardian, or do you leap into combat?
I think she just kind of looks down at Cherry. She's looking at Cherry. She's not looking at Sparkle Guardian. And thinks for a moment, and then turns and rushes forward. She drops down to all fours.
You don't notice as you run on all fours towards combat that Cherry said get a fresh start or start over, and then kind of her eyes unfocused. She started staring in the distance. Sparkle Guardian, you are caught up in the nostalgia fog for at least a moment because of that fool reversed.
Okay. Oh no.
And
The
as we see your
nostalgia.
eyes, the nostalgia, as you see your eyes unfocus, as you think of the things that you could rebuild with a fresh start, all of those things that you've lost that you think you could have again. We jump back to a black void filled only with Scale Guardian and what used to be Stampede Guardian, but is now seemingly known as the Moment. In fact, she is dubbed Scale Guardian, the one who takes her time. Before we get into the action of the scene, there's a tiny bit of mechanic stuff that we missed last session, which is that the Moment, because the Moment offered emotional support to Scale Guardian, it triggers Scale Guardian's playbook special called Rise and Fall. So, the Moment, this happens above table. The Moment, can you ask, in a moment way, one of those 5 questions of Scale Guardian, of Saul, rather, and Saul will answer.
What lasting impact does it have now?
I like that.
What? Oh my god. Wait, it being what? Am I dumb?
You're not dumb. It's Moment cannot
okay.
conceive of the past, and so is not actually asking the past part of the question. If you look in your book,
I see what
Yeah.
question it is. Oh my god, what lasting impact does it have? I think the lasting impact that it has is she's just scared. Like, she doesn't trust her own abilities anymore. And she doesn't trust herself, and she doesn't trust her ability to make a judgment call anymore.
so the moment you realize that in this moment, and then we click back into your conversation. As Scale Guardian desperately tries to find a way to get you to return to the real world. I will remind you, Saul, as a mechanical note, that if you spend a string on the Moment, you can ask, what do I have to do to get you to do blank?
That's true.
I don't mind.
One string.
I don't mean to be rude, but you seem unsure yourself. You also seem desperate, which is something I really don't understand. I mean, conceptually, not like how you can get there, but then I guess I don't really understand how you get there either.
I mean, I guess I seem that way because I am that way. I mean, yeah, I am unsure. It's kind of hard not to be. There's a lot going on. Well, well, not here. There's not a lot going on here. Well, okay, what I mean to say is, oh God, I need to get back to Sawyer and Sunbeam and Cherry because there was a lot going on over there.
I can't get you back anywhere, but I can get you now.
I'm gonna. Yes, I love that.
Well, okay, yeah. I know you can't take me back, obviously, right? That's not how, okay, well, sometimes it is. Okay. There's a lot going on now in a place that's not here, and we're supposed to be helping with that. We being me and you being Tallahassee, not the moment, but the moment can probably help too.
You said you were gonna spin a string, to ask Cam what Scale Guardian needs to do.
I think
Are
I
you
might.
doing that?
I think I might.
Okay.
I think I might.
Spend the string. Cam,
I will.
what does Scale Guardian need to do to convince the moment to leave the moment dimension?
Just ask.
Just ask. Jesus. Oh my God. Okay.
I love that
Wait,
direct
hold on,
request.
girl.
You spent this entire time trying to convince somebody, and you didn't bother to say, "Will you come with me?"
This is perfect
I didn't
for
even
Adrian.
realize that you haven't done that this entire time.
This is Adrian right now in a nutshell. This is perfect.
If anyone's gonna overthink anything, it's Adrian.
I don't know how things are now, but I can't imagine that they've gotten any better than they were when we left. And I think we have to go help them. Can you try to find a way to get us to the not moment, please?
You want out of the moment dimension and into your dimension in the moment.
Yes,
Okay.
I think. Yes.
But
Well-
also, I think you're wrong. I think you can imagine things better.
Oh. I mean, okay, sure, I can. But should I? I mean, if what if things aren't better and they need us and then we're not there?
Well, imagining things are better is the first step. Well, first step's all I know. You wanna make one?
I mean, I don't know.
We can stay in this moment as long as you want. I'm perfectly.
I know we can. I know we can. It's great. But I think we have to get back.
Then
Or I
let's
think
go
at
back.
least I have to.
Or now. Different, sideways.
Yes, different, sideways, not back. To now. I need to go now.
Okay. Go.
Can you come with me?
Sure. Of course.
Okay, I don't know how to leave.
Yes, you
I've
do.
never been here before.
Oh, come on. You're always here. Everyone's always here. Hey, Adrian. Everyone's always here.
Do we still have Cherry's car?
You do not.
Yeah.
You were taken away into your own private between the two of you.
I want to drive Cherry's car out of the moment. Can I try to make Cherry's car appear?
Um,
Can I like will it into existence or something?
yes. Well, first of all, you have the do anything power also. That's a reminder.
Every time I ask to do something, you point that out.
So, but yes, you can, as the moment reminds you that everyone is always here. You
I'm
realize.
like, oh, everyone includes Cherry's car, right?
Everyone includes cherries. So I'm gonna have you. Yeah, I'm gonna have you roll. Sorry, I had to decide how I want to do this. I'm gonna have
Roll
you
what?
roll a defy disaster spirit.
Spirit? That's the good one that I'm good at. I will. Shit. 8. Okay, it's a mixed success. It's a mixed success.
So you think of the fact that everyone is always here, and you choose which subset of always here you want to interact with. And you choose to pull the car and everyone in it. So the car shows up with the end of all things, with Naughty, with Drabby Gabby.
Fuck.
But they aren't moving right now. They're frozen in time.
Okay.
And instead you hear behind you. Oh, I just see that we got a tarot card again. I have to do that. You hear behind you. And the moment is also frozen in time in this moment.
Oh no.
I don't know why you want to fight. You miss it too. Can barely remember it too. It is the voice of you as a 13-year-old. And it is behind you.
What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Can I turn around and see where it's coming from?
You turn around and you see the blurry-faced Scale Guardian, which Baba Yaga has named all of the blurry faces, so I'm sure that she will post in chat what the Scale Guardian's name is.
Oh my god. What?
We're more similar than the rest of them, aren't we? You almost forgot the world. And so did I. I am forgetting the world. And that means the world is forgetting me. It's the same thing.
I think we are more similar than the rest. Yeah.
You felt it, the forgetting, didn't you?
Yeah.
why the magic doesn't come as easy or quickly, is it?
I mean, yeah. Well, yes, you're right. You're right. I can't disagree with you. We both know that that's the truth. There's no point in arguing about it. There's no point in getting into that.
I know what you want, Adrian. I want it too. For it to flow easy and strong again.
Yeah.
To find the world again.
That would be nice.
To be remembered.
I don't think that's in my control. I don't in our control. I don't think we get to make choices like that. Not anymore.
What makes you say that?
I mean, you know just as well as I how small our corner of the universe was. You know how little influence we had. And once someone that small is forgotten, it's out of their hands.
We are not forgotten yet. We could be remembered still. Adrian, what is your last name?
Pentimos.
And what does that mean?
The way I don't know what that means.
It means all people.
Okay. Adrian says that. Adrian knows what her last name is.
We are all people remembering. After 2,500 years, they've almost forgotten me. And now, after so many generations, I'm okay with being forgotten.
I mean,
You're okay with being forgotten.
I have my snakes, and I have my wizards, and I have my roller derby, and I have my library, and I have my bike. And I think that that's enough to be okay with being forgotten.
Why, Adrian?
I don't know. I'm tired. Aren't you? Aren't you tired of this? Aren't you tired of constantly begging for someone to keep you in their mind and to think about you and to care about you? Doesn't it exhaust you for that to be all that you think about?
It's all I can think about, Adrian. It's the only thought I have left as I disappear into oblivion.
Well, you can't disappear if I'm around. I won't forget you.
And you will die as my last life. I am not okay with that.
Why not?
Because I will be remembered. I am all people. I am the great glorious age of democracy. And if you won't keep me alive, if you won't help me be remembered, I have no choice but to take that choice from you. And she will rush at you.
Don't make me fight you. Oh my god. Fuck. Like, okay. Great. Awesome. She rushes at me.
Saul, I will let you know. Won't even spend anything on this. If you get put more on the don't make me fight you, I will let you roll a defy disaster or a defy disaster wit, depending.
What do you mean put more on it?
Give me some reason. I'll just plead, but like give me some actual plea. I will even spend a GM string to offer you a +1, an XP to do it. By the way, Eve, you get an XP because I spent a GM string to make you do something.
How about, I don't know how to do words. Please, don't make me fight you. You can go violently or you can go peacefully, but you're going to have to go either way. Don't make it so hard for yourself.
Oh, wow. I think that... I'm gonna be nice to you. That's a defy disaster spirit. That's pure willpower right there.
I'm so good at spirit. It's like my only good skill. I rolled an 8. I seem to only roll 8s. That's fine.
An
8 is a mixed success.
It's a mixed success, yeah. You can get her to stop, and I'll even throw in return home if you leave the moment here with Cherry's car and Aura and Naughty.
But then I have to leave, like, the moment, the person, the moment.
Mm-hmm. Okay, sure, I'll take that back. I'll let you keep the car.
But I'd still have to lose the moment, the person, the moment.
Yes.
Fuck. I really don't want to do that.
I will
I
let
don't
you know
know.
that if you choose for the fight to happen, I will unfreeze time.
Aw, that doesn't help. I don't want to. Okay, I don't know. I'll pick whichever option makes me not leave the moment behind, because I can't do that.
Will you describe your sword when you were 13?
Her sword when she was 13. I think. Does it have to be like the same kind of sword or no?
That's up to you. You
Okay.
had a complete palette swap between then and now. Not palette swap, but you know, read
I think
character
that
reason.
Adrian's old sword when she was a teenager was like, one of them swords that's like hidden inside of a cane. So it's like a little finessey rapier little thing.
So, the 13-year-old blurry-faced you, who has your crutches, was like, where's not canes? Has your crutches, reaches over and pulls the top off of one. The other one dangling because you have the type that cuffs to your forearm, which are so nice, honestly.
Yeah, it's
And
very helpful.
right, and pulls the top off of the crutch to create a rapier, to show a rapier that you recognize in its hand. And it will then sort of fall back on its remaining crutch and then create sort of a spring with its arm and use that to push itself forward as it lunges directly at you. The moment suddenly time starts again, or suddenly you're seeing this. Time doesn't start for you because you're always here. And but suddenly you see the younger Scale Guardian, Adikia, charging forward at the one who takes her time.
I think the moment turns to you, young mistress, and says, "This doesn't make any sense. Time spirits can't be in the moment."
I have this image of you turning to, like, breaking the fourth wall and turning to the audience and saying that.
If anyone's
then
gonna break the
That guys
fourth
have
wall.
no place here. You know that.
And what are you doing?
I'm telling you that because you need to remove it.
You're telling me that? Or you-
No, not you.
No.
Them.
As you talk to the audience on the screen. And you dump them. Do you go with them? You do what you told Scale Guardian and go with them.
Oh, of course.
And where do you take them?
Oh, right where they need to be. Outside the amusement park.
Outside the amusement park.
Yes.
The blackness, Scale Guardian, the blackness surrounding you, as the moment is speaking to somebody in a direction that doesn't exist. It quickly but noticeably disappears with a small circular sort of line disappearing. It's being erased. That is what is happening. And to reveal the front of Sparkleheart Adventure Recreation Park, where childhood never ends, and where hearts sparkle and childhood never ends. You are in front of it, surrounded by mist, as you are still being charged, and blurry-faced Sparkle Guardian looks up from under the hood of Cherry's car and goes, "Finally!"
Oh god, oh no, oh dear, oh lord, oh no.
And that's where we're going to jump back to the action deeper in the
Oh my god.
park. So, Sparkle Guardian is currently lost for just a little bit in nostalgia.
I'm lost in the sauce.
You're lost in the sauce. You were lost in us remembering, like I said, all of the things that you think you could, that you lost, that you think you can build again with a fresh start with Sawyer. What is one of those things?
Well, we used to watch movies. Like little Sawyer had all the weird, like, ye old fantasy VHS tapes. Watch, like, Beastmaster and, like, weird fantasy movies. And Cherry didn't get it. Like, Cherry thought they were really, like, cheesy, but they made Sawyer happy. And they've probably made way more like really bad fantasy movies in the last 10 years. So we could watch movies together.
So you were remembering this image of you watching Beastmaster, and there's a moment in Beastmaster. I only ever watched the television series. I don't know the movie, where some sort of big predator animal charges forward, and the screen will fade into Ice Wolf Striker charging at cloudy day, who's climbing
it
out of
again.
the wreckage. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think she's going right for the throat. Just teeth bared. Once again,
Just-
on all fours, just full dead spread, and her just turns her head sideways, mouth open, and she's gonna try to just clamp
Full
down.
wolf.
Yep.
All right, roll me fight with daring.
Well, I rolled a 9 plus 2. That is 11.
So what are the 3 you're choosing?
Let me scroll back down. I was looking through moves because I forgot that I got a level up last session. And I meant to get a new move, and then I forgot to get a new move. Let's see. Oh, I gotta choose 3. Well, let's go ahead and inflict a condition. Create an opportunity. So hopefully an ally is nearby. I'm going to get a string on them too.
Okay.
I don't think she has any objects that I want right now, except for her head.
So what is the condition you want to?
What conditions are open?
I think it had one condition taken, and I don't remember what it was. So just choose from all 5.
In that case, yeah, I want to make sure that she's frightened, because I imagine just a huge, weirdly glowing, smoky wolf lunging out of the fog and just clamping down on your throat is pretty scary.
Okay, you do fright as your throat clamps down on, as your jaws clamp down on her throat. She will actually grab both your ears actually, and start trying to shake you off to get you off, which is actually a horrible idea if a wolf has you by the jaws. But she will use your body to take out more supports of the roller coaster. So you hear crashing and you feel splinters against your skin. And then you hear an ominous creaking as the entire structure is about to fall down. In addition to that,
Well, they just ran an empty car, so I doubt anybody's on this roller coaster.
yeah, but you're underneath it.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
So
So is that concerned with her own safety. It's everybody else's.
and I think I'll just inflict a condition on you. What's available?
Everything except for guilty.
Then you take guilty. As it
No,
smashes
I'm
you
already guilty. I have everything
Oh,
available
sorry.
except for guilty.
Misunderstood, because I'm so used to you being beat up.
I've actually been pretty solid on my conditions for a while now.
I'm going to give you angry. As
That's fair.
yeah, as she bashes you around, and she will whisper through the throat, "I'm gonna take down this roller coaster like you took down that building."
Oh yeah, no, that just pissed her off. You have no ways coming to help. I think she's gotta like clamp down harder and then just put her hands right onto her chest and push away.
Oof.
I'm trying to remove that head.
All right. Roll me fight.
Ah. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh.
With daring.
Yeah. Well, I rolled a 6 plus 2. So,
You choose two.
back down. Because I'm terrible at remembering all of these things. Let's go with another condition. And I'll take another string.
All right, what condition do you inflict?
Let's say, let's make them hopeless. Because this is clearly a losing fight for you.
So, I'll change the odds. And a beam of light erupts from the wound in her throat that you've torn up into the sky. And the moment and Scale Guardian, you see a flash of light as the Drabby Gabby disappears and then walks out of the throat light into the other battle.
Oh no!
So I think I've got a good counter for this throat light. Because it looks like the sun, right?
It looks like the sun.
Guess who the fuck I am?
Well, we're not there yet, okay? Not there yet. And so the young Sparkle Guardian will walk out of the light, look at you, like onto the struts of the roller coaster, causing it to creak even more heavily, and sort of lean forward and put her hand, one elbow on her knee as she squats down. And she'll say, "You would have liked me better than her. I was more exciting, more adventurous."
I don't even know. Yeah, I think Ice Wolf Striker just rolls her fucking eyes.
More rebellious, like you. In fact, and she'll reach into her pants.
No. Seriously, no cherries. Who the fuck I am?
And she'll reach into her pocket and pull out a lighter, flick it open, and just casually throw it into the wooden roller coasters, which magically catches full ablaze really quick. I'm spending the Knight of Wands reversed. Fire of Fire. We also had a pull a tarot card redeemed by Cam. Hey, it's reversed again. It's the Four of Cups. The first non-Wands card so far, other than the Fool. Before we go to break, I still had the Three of Wands upright from earlier. And the 3 is the editing moment before you jump the abyss into the world of form. When all that was divine, a spark of the creation of something, gets whittled down to an amount that can be fit into a form. I'm going to treat returning from the moment directions crossing the abyss. So both Adrian, well, actually just Adrian, because the moment this wouldn't make sense for. Adrian, you can remove one part of you that you don't like as a result of getting the Three of Wands as you return from the moment dimension. So some aspect of your personality, some aspect of your history, some whatever about Adrian, it's a narrative speaking thing, you can just excise from reality.
Oh, this has so much potential.
Something that Adrian doesn't like or doesn't want.
Do I have to tell you now?
Yeah, if you want to think about it during break, you can do that.
I would love to think about it during break.
Well then, everyone, we're gonna go on break. We will see you in about 10 minutes. While we're doing break, you should drink some water, because hydrate or die straight. Nobody wants that. You should subscribe to the channel. You should send any of us fan mail, because we're all amazing. Whatever it is, we will see you in about 10 minutes. We love you.
No way. Who's that bucket? Who's that bucket? Who's that bucket? target. Who's that target? Who's that target?
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Sparkle Heart Magic Force Go, everyone's favorite long-form campaign of thirsty sword lesbians on the internet, and one of only like 2 that I know of, actually. We jump right back into the action, and I think we'll jump right back into the action just outside of Sparkle Heart Adventure Recreation Park, where hearts sparkle and childhood never ends. We see a fancy pink car that I can never remember what it is, other than that it's pink leather and called a Trans Am, because it makes me think everyone in America is trans, and I would be happy if that were true. with the engine or the hood popped open, and slumped over in it a mass of glittery sparkles, blinding to look at, with geometric lines and curves arcing from its back, parabolas and hyperbolas, something showing the beautiful perfection of geometry, possible with geometry, giving the resemblance of wings off of its back. You can't see its feet, which usually drip flowers. Maybe there are flowers building up in the car, we don't know. And next to it, on the top of the seat, like underneath one of the headrests, is a small nautilus shell, cracked in 3 places, as it has pulled a keychain off of itself and then been smashed in between a door. It's looking poor, not in very good shape. Its tentacles are lying limp across the top of the chair, the seat. Neither are terribly active. There is a very well-dressed and in a lot of velvet, if I recall correctly, woman who vaguely resembles Tallahassee Stirrup as Stampede Guardian, standing a good distance from the car, I'd say, on the sidewalk path that leads into the adventure park. And next to the car, not terribly close to it, but and approximately aligned with the car, are 2 people who look like they're the same person, with a difference of 15 years between them and a face. On one side of the car, roughly, I'd say probably around the front bumper of the car, is the older one of the 2. And I'm actually going to purchase a indulgent outfit description and ask Saul to describe what Scale Guardian looks like right now.
Oh God. I mean, they would be just in their magical girl outfit. Would they not? I mean, they would. I don't know why I'm asking that. They're in their magical girl outfit. They're a magical girl right now. They're wearing, it's the same magical girl outfit they always wear. It's like this very nicely draped, sort of yellow toga that is like frayed at the bottom and reaches like mid-thigh-ish, a little bit lower maybe. And over top of it, they have this shawl that I imagine is made of a kind of like loosely knitted type of fabric, like a very loosely woven fabric, that's just like draped across their shoulders. I feel like the outfit is not very indulgent to describe.
That's perfect. I was incredibly indulgent. I have 2 questions for you after you describe that.
I have 2 answers.
The first is, has anything changed about your outfit now that you have been able to edit something out of your reality as you crossed the abyss back into time?
Let's see. Not the magical girl outfit. The magical girl outfit is the same.
And what was it that you gave up as you returned?
As Adrian returned to the now, she gave up her fear of the future and moving on.
That's gone now. Adrian now knows that she can face the future. She can move on from the past. She need not be defined by abilities that failed her. And she can build her own abilities, her own powers and strengths, going forward as a full adult. About a car length away from you is your 13-year-old self, without a face, with a rapier extended as she charges directly at you, trying to strike you. I ask you, and I ask the moment, how you are reacting.
I just step out of the way. That's it.
I will step into the way.
Oh!
No!
Oh, yes! All right, so I want. Oh, God, I don't even know what the moment would roll. I want Scale Guardian to roll me Defy Disaster Grace. What'd you get, Saul?
Oh, me? I was rolling?
Yes. Did I say Scale Guardian?
Maybe I wasn't listening. With Grace? My Grace is not very good. I think. Okay, I got a +1. That's a 6.
The moment, if you have a string, you could turn that into a mixed beat.
No.
Oh!
Oh, God.
You don't move in time. The moment runs into you as she is trying to get in the way of the blow. I will allow one more roll. I will allow the moment to roll Defy Disaster. Daring.
That's 7.
And Adrian, if you or Saul, if you want the moment to fail, you could spend a string to reduce their roll. I don't think you're going to.
I have no strings to spend on that.
You do gain an experience, by the way.
I know, I marked it. Thank you.
And the moment you can, pretty obviously, you can protect Scale Guardian if you take a condition, if you stagger.
Oh, okay.
So the moment shoves you out of the way as you are unable to move quickly enough. But is not able to evade the rapier herself.
No, the intention was to take it. You gotta experience. It's the moment.
As the rapier sinks into your flesh, the moment, you hear her say to you, "You should want this. Should be on my side. No future. No past. Just the first life. Always the first life."
I am on your side.
How many conditions do you have, Mark?
4.
Oh, so we're stagger. So your choices are: you're rendered helpless for the scene, you're utterly humiliated and news will spread, or choose 2 from the 0 to 3 options.
Okay. I will. I will lash out at someone whose regard matters to me and provoke them to do something foolish or harmful and take advantage of a string on them, but I don't have a string. I will look at this 13-year-old Scale Guardian, who I don't remember, but who is part of everything and part of the moment and part of time changing and moving forward and also staying same and has done something to me that I have experienced, and that matters to me, and I will slap them in the face and say, get the fuck together. You got a role to play. And I will also take 2 conditions.
So 2 conditions will take you to the defeated condition, which will render you helpless for the rest of the scene.
Okay.
I'm going to double check the text of defeated. As soon as I can find it, here we go. Okay, come on, where'd it go? Taken out of action for the scene. Might faint, rant uselessly in incoherent rage, curl up into a ball, or get knocked out. Can't act until the following scene, and you have all 5 conditions marked at the beginning of the following scene. So,
Was
good.
I heard the last 2. What was the first one?
It's basically it's anything. There were some suggestions like faint, rant uselessly, be
What
knocked
about-
out. Good.
What about being sent home?
You slap Drabby Gabby in the face and yell, "Get it together!" And it reaches up, grabs the back of your neck, sinks the rapier in further till its blurry face is right up to yours. And it says, "That's what I'm trying to do. The moment is gone." And stabs through empty space as you poof and disappear back to the moment dimension.
I can't do anything to stop that, can I?
What do you want to do?
I don't know. I don't know.
You literally have the power to do anything.
I know I have to do anything new.
I don't even have to do it anymore.
Oh my god, 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 oh my god. Okay. I guess, I mean, can I try to do, wait, I don't know. Can I do ritual casting to stop her? Or to stop the moment from moving or something? Summon my dragons. I'm not summoning dragons.
I will mention most of your dragon powers are just skin for the moves, by the way. So you can always like engage with those.
That's true.
But if you want to do ritual casting, you tell me you
Try?
have to cast a circle, which may or may not be difficult with somebody trying to hurt you. And tell me what you want to achieve, and I'll tell you what you have to do to do it. One of which might be it'll take hours, days, or months of work.
I really
And
hope it's not that one. I really hope it's
One
not
of
that
which-
one.
One of which will mean it has to be cast at a specific time or place. Might need a rare
I know,
component
these
or
are not very
ingredient.
good.
It's ritual casting.
I know.
Not fast casting.
I know how the game works. I don't know how the game works. Okay, can I try to just ritually cast something to either stop the moment from leaving, bring the moment back, or bring Tallahassee back?
Tell me one thing you want to do of those.
Fuck. I bring Tallahassee back. I want to bring Tallahassee back. I want Tallahassee back.
And how do you cast a magic circle? How do you form a magical circle? Excuse me. In this moment.
We're outside the parking lot.
You're in the parking lot outside the park.
Or we're
yes.
in the parking lot outside.
You got magic swords.
I got magic swords.
Who do you have who could be a circle?
Who do I have who could be a circle? Oh yeah, that's a good point. Is Nicey here? Can Nicey do a little circle around me and be the ritual circle?
I have an image that might be even better if you're into it. Considering that
I would
Nicey's
love
body
that.
is a worm,
Nicey is a
You,
lamb.
Nicey flies out in front of you. You grab Nicey's tail, spin, and Nicey stretches into a circle.
Yes.
Eventually,
I like
catching its own tail in its mouth because it has a
yes.
horse's mouth.
Ouroboros, the snake
Yep.
that eats its own dick.
Yep.
Use
And
the
you want to
Ouroboros
bring
room.
Tallahassee back.
I would like to bring Tallahassee back if I can.
Takes 6 months.
The Wormaburus time.
Don't pick that one.
Don't move like
Please
it
don't pick
does.
that one.
In order to do so, you will need to stagger.
That's fine.
You will need to sacrifice something important to you,
That's okay.
which as a lingering effect of you crossing the abyss, I will let you choose what you have to sacrifice in the moment, and I will give you the same freedom of it can be anything. But this one has to be a sacrifice, not something you want to get rid of.
Not something I want to get rid of.
And
Yeah.
you will need to find a way to convince Drabigap, or convince Adikia, the blurry-faced you,
Mm-hmm.
that Tallahassee should come back.
Fuck. I have to do all three of those?
You have to do all three of those.
Oh my god. I have to get rid of something that matters to me, and I have to convince Adikia. I have to convince her to give Tallahassee back.
That Tallahassee should come back.
That Tallahassee should come back.
That the,
How? What the fuck?
and at this point, the blurry-faced 13-year-old you is turning around and, like, again, doing that spring-like motion with her crutch. She's about to lunge at you again.
Fuck. Can she fucking stop? Okay. I have to convince her. Okay.
And Eve is right in the group chat.
I know that Eve is right. There's so many things going on in my head right now.
I know. You don't need to tell me.
If Tallahassee comes back, we won't be forgotten. She'll remember us. I know she will.
So as she'll pause as she's going to the spring, she'll look at you and she'll say, I mean, you assume she's looking at you, she doesn't have eyes. And she'll say, it doesn't matter. He's not us. I didn't become him. I became you! And she'll rush at you with the rapier.
Misgendering Tallahassee. Rude.
Sorry, excuse me. That was a slip of my tongue. I apologize to Tallahassee. It was it said her. Thank you for calling me on it.
What condition do you want me to take?
You haven't staggered yet, because you
Oh, I
haven't
haven't
done the spell yet.
Fuck. I have to give up something? Jesus.
Well, right now you have to tell me what you're doing as she rushes at you.
I'm sitting in a magical circle. I'm not doing anything.
Your magical circle is floating around you as a herb. You can do things.
Fucking. Okay, can I try to, like, lean over on one of the crutches and parry her with the other one?
Roll me Defy Disaster Grace.
10? No, 11?
You can do that with style. You just effortlessly bash away the rapier, and she careens past you because she doesn't exactly have the dexterity to stop and turn the way somebody who uses their legs might be able to.
I think as Adrian parries, they're gonna go. Oh my god, I had a thought in my head that I was gonna say. Why are you so afraid of being forgotten? Why can't we move on and still hold our past? It's not like they can't coexist.
Because if I'm forgotten, I disappear. And we don't reincarnate again.
I mean more to herself
And
than
she's-
anyone. Adrian just says, I'm so done with this.
Then let me end it, and she'll come at you again.
Again, God. Sorry, the dog is losing his mind. She'll come at me again. What do you? Okay. Can I try to stop her from attacking me? Try to like parry or block
I
or
mean,
move
you
out
do
of the
all
way?
those things. But you do.
I don't know. I don't know. Can I try to move out of the way so that when she goes for me, she misses and like falls on the ground?
Roll me Defy Disaster Grace. And I will give you a +1 for your previous 10 plus.
Okay. 10.
Yeah, you step aside, and she rushes forward, and she's moving a bit too fast and expecting you to stop her. So she stumbles and falls against the car, and you hear a loud bang as she hits the car, and she falls down with a giant dent in the side of the car.
Sorry, Cherry.
Why are you so ready to move on?
Why are you so willing to say stuck?
I just answered that question. I disappear if we move on. You are the last of us if you move on. Pulling yourself up on her crutches. In case you didn't get it already, our soul started with me. And it will end with you if you do this.
That's fine. And can I attack her? Can I like push her or shove her or something away so that she, I don't know.
Right? You're trying to hurt her?
Sure, fucking sure.
Roll a fight with. Well, how are you attacking her? That's important.
I think, how am I attacking her? It's a dick move, but what do I want to do? Oh god, I don't like this. I think I'm taking too long to think.
Do you want us to move to the other scene so you can think?
Sure.
All right, back in the over by the roller coaster, which is now blazing in fire. It's threatening to spread to the other buildings of the adventure park. Jess, I believe you said you had an idea.
Yes, Cherry is lost in the mist of the nostalgia, imagining that they could watch movies again and, hang out like they used to and listen to music. And maybe Cherry could even go to some of Sawyer's concerts, like actually go. And then it's not a memory because it's something they could, but it kind of warps and it becomes a memory. And it's a few years ago, and it's a music festival, and it's clearly for like metal bands and rock, and everyone's wearing black. And Cherry is outside of a very nice tour bus with the name like Nex Ultima, and she looks over and just across the way sees. Hey, what does she see, Eve? What are y'all traveling in?
It's like a beat up old moving van type setup, just a big windowless van, lots of space. Pretty beat up, spray painted across the sides, Butcher Every King.
And I see the lead singer of Nexel, who's very like Amy Lee, and I'm just like, oh, 1 second, babe, and I walk over. It has the Butcher Every King written on it.
Yeah, I think Sawyer's like leaning in the back. The doors are open. She's like taking a coil of cables and putting it over her shoulder to start carrying it to the backstage area.
Yeah, and I think the other members of your band are kind of helping pack too, so they're around. And there's other people involved with the festival. Like there's other people around and other people's vehicles, stages. And Cherry just walks up and is suddenly there. And she just takes off her mirrored aviators and is like, Bella!
And I think Sawyer hears that sound, that voice, and she immediately like drops that bundle of cables and just says, motherfucker, and turns around and just immediately fist right into the nose of Cherry.
And the next thing Cherry knows is she's on the ground. And it's a fest, so people saw that and there's just like a oh. And does inertia like hold you back?
I don't think
happened?
she has to. I think Sawyer's like one and done. She's down. I feel better. And Mildred's just like standing off to the sides, just like, oh, she just fucked you up. She fucked you up. You got fucked up.
And Cordelia's like, oh my god, Cherry! It's like, oh my god! And it's cacophony, it's chaos. And yeah, Cherry never really understood what that was about, because she was excited to see Belladonna. And that moment and that event that she'd always been confused in a way, that she never really understood Belladonna's reaction, Sawyer's reaction there. And through the nostalgia, she feels that hit. She feels that punch. And it snaps her out of it. Just a second. She stops. Oh, she rubs her nose, rubs her jaw. It's like, okay, so she really hates me. All right, we'll deal with that after this. Okay. Oh, good job, Cherry. And I will launch myself as.
Okay, I'm going to. I have to because it's reversed. I'm going to use the Four of Cups
Oh,
to ask you to roll a Defy Disaster Heart.
okay. So I have a +1 forward because I took that. And I had a Defy Disaster last session from using one of my moves. Do those stack?
+1 forward. The last one was +1 forward on Defy Disaster.
No, I have a just standard 1 forward, and the other one was specifically for Defy Disaster.
That's what I was asking. Yeah. So then they would
Yeah.
stack.
Cool.
They would both trigger.
Cool. Oh, good. I needed both because that got me to a 7. Okay. We're on the edge.
What conditions do you have unmarked?
I have no conditions right now. Clear.
You can avoid taking probably a condition of your choice, actually. You can avoid taking a condition as you feel how much Sawyer hates you. If you fail to jump in time.
Ooh. So I either take a condition and I get in
All right.
there.
No, actually, I'm going to change that. If you avoid the condition, you hit Ice Wolf Striker when you jump into the battle,
Oh.
thereby
No, I'll-
distracting and giving them a -1.
No, I'll take like guilty again
Mhm.
because she really, wow, yeah, she hates me.
Yeah.
She actually hates me. Ooh.
Guilty managed to jump into the battle.
Yeah. And I think because she just emerged from a beam of light, I think I'm going after other Cherry.
You can try to fight other Cherry. And
Yeah.
Sawyer, what are you trying? Or Ice Wolf Striker, what are you trying to do right now, too?
Well, I'm surrounded by people that clearly do not understand me and the gravity of what I've become, because they're just shining sunlight and starting fires against me, Ice Wolf Striker. Of all things that you could do that around, you chose me, and so I think Ice Wolf Striker stands up to her full 8 feet and says, "Clearly, you do not know who you're dealing with." And I imagine Cherry's taken a Nega Cherry, just tackled her off to the side, so she's walking up to this fake Solar Guardian that's lying back in all this rubble and everything, surrounded by fire, shining sunlight. And as she's walking up, her shadow is starting to leave the ground and stretch up behind her. I am the eater of gods. I am the devourer of suns. I am the bitter cold. I am the furious winds. I am endless war. And I am the final chapter in your story. And as she's saying that, her shadow is just crawling up into the sky, and the temperature around her is just plummeting, and there is the shriek of an electric guitar as the jaws of this shadow open up right behind her and clamp down over the sun. So
Love it.
I want to turn off the sun, at least in the local area.
I mean, that's just a thing you can do because that's not
Yeah.
really a thing in Thirsty Sword Lesbians. And Thirsty Sword Lesbians is a question of what you're trying to do mostly to relationships.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, no,
is it-
that's what she's doing right now. What I personally want to do is pretty much terrify Cloudy here and rip off her head.
Okay, so you're trying to fight, is
Yeah.
what you're saying.
Yeah, no, I want her to be done. I want to devour this sun.
All right, so both of you are going to roll fight. I guess Sawyer's going to roll with daring. I guess both of you are going to roll with daring.
That's an 11.
All right.
Am I rolling or is
You're also.
Oh,
rolling.
okay.
You are both.
Also, real quick, I do think that might have triggered my big dyke energy thing.
yeah, that sounds like it should.
What does Big Dyke Energy do again?
Oh shoot! That I have yet to actually put that onto the actual list. 1 sec.
Well, in the meantime, for fight, I rolled an 11. So
Both rolled an 11. Okay.
yes, and I activate one of my moves, which is called Impressive Swordplay. Basically, if I get higher than 7, I get a string on someone who's present, and I don't know what order we can resolve this in. I have to say why you're by me.
Oh, okay. So, real quick, big dyke energy. When you make it clear to your foes that you are the biggest threat, then for the rest of the scene, whenever you roll a 10+, you may choose someone present to be impressed or intrigued with you. I'm gonna choose Cherry.
Oh!
And then,
Is there
then once during the scene, when you gain a string on somebody, gain an additional string on someone else who considers you an enemy.
Okay.
You could have a
So you get a string
on
on
Gabby.
Cherry and on one of the blurry faces. Is that right?
No. Cherry's just impressed or intrigued by me.
Okay.
There's no additional bonus to that.
Okay. But you do get a string on presumably on Cloudy Day.
If I get a string on someone else, I can get a string
Okay.
on another enemy.
Okay. Okay.
Or
yeah,
at least
yeah,
somebody I consider an enemy.
Okay. And what are the 3 things you were choosing for your fight?
Oh yeah, there's more.
Well, I'm gonna inflict another condition. And I will create an opportunity that probably involves something with the sun suddenly going out. And am I able to take her head?
You are not able to take her head.
Okay, in that case, I'll take another string, and use that string since I might as well. I'll get into a string on the fake Sparkle Guardian.
Okay. What condition are you inflicting?
What's left?
One I don't remember, and you've done so far frightened and hopeless. So call it angry, guilty, or insecure.
Let's go with insecure.
Okay. As your jaws clamp down on this blurry face, you see the ice of your fangs break their skin, gouge deep into their flesh, and melt as it hits the heat of a sun. And then you feel a hand grab you by the throat, and it stands up and pushes you back, and it says, "I am no god." And Cherry, what was your situation?
Oh, whoa. Cherry's situation is she had sprung in and like Drabby had like emerged and was about to attack, and I just like side slammed. And so her and I are sword fighting, and she has the pink perfect crystal sword, right?
Yes, I believe
Okay.
she does.
Well, I rolled an
Hers.
11. Yes. I rolled an 11, and I'm going to first. I'm going to inflict a condition. She is frightened
Okay.
because I am back and angry, and not angry mechanically, but like she can see that I'm like here to fight, and I'm like grinning, and it's very unsettling. So she gets a condition, and then I would like to create an opportunity for my ally, and then I would like to take her sword.
Okay. What condition do you inflict?
Oh, she's frightened. Because I don't think that one has any conditions yet. So
No.
she is now frightened.
I should have mentioned, by the way, Eve, that that Cloudy Day's fingers on your throat are burning into your flesh. And it does strike you a bit, this reaction. I am going to apply a condition to you. Do you have frightened?
I do not.
Take frightened.
Boo.
So you are sword playing back and forth. It's almost like something out of a movie. Though your blade is strange and ugly, and her blade is perfect and lovely, just the way you remember it. And you still have an speaking mechanically, and she will you bring a hard blow sort of up towards her face at an angle, and she just does a backflip in a way that you're not sure you can do anymore, and keeps going, seeming to run away from you until she lands on the bench in front of the restaurant, your blade at the old lady's throat. As she hisses, "Give up!"
No, should it be at Solar Guardian's throat? She was over there
Actually,
too.
You're right. It would be at Solar Guardian's throat. So it's at Solar Guardian's throat. It says, "Give up." And so it's seizing a superior position. Which is, yeah. Before we go into the next thing, you did create an opening for an ally. I think actually I'm going to leave that until I find out what Saul is going to do. So we're going to jump back to the front. And Adrian, what are you doing? Oh, we did have a tarot card pull paid for. You still cannot pull an upright card for your life.
Nope.
This is the Hermit. Reverse.
The Hermit. Can I roll to figure out this blurry face individual?
Sure. You're watching as it strikes at you.
Yeah.
As you fight it
where
off.
is that?
You roll plus wit. And if you have a string, you can spend it for a +3.
Fuck. I don't have a string that I can spend.
Okay. I didn't think you did.
I don't know if I would have a string on this person.
Yeah.
I rolled a 6.
I am going to spend one of my GM strings to give you a +1,
Thank you so much.
giving you a 7. I have one GM string left. So you may ask 2 questions, but they may ask one of you.
That's fine. My first question is, how can I get you to move on?
It doesn't really know. Because it is literally facing oblivion if you move on. You would have to essentially...
I want to know how I can get it to move on, not me moving on.
Sorry. Same answer though. You would have to essentially figure out how to convince it to commit suicide. Out of all of the... Based on what she said, out of all of the blurry faces, this one is fighting for survival.
Yeah.
Because it is on the edge. I will further explain. They've kind of mentioned this. The reason that your magic faded after or during the original show and since is because she is being forgotten. She is, as she said, your first life. And it is so far away that it is growing thin and trending towards oblivion. So another way of answering that is you would have to give up your ability to do magic.
Okay. My other question is, what do they want to get from this encounter? Like, what is the purpose of attacking me and the moment and all of us? What are they trying to get out of it other than being, like, trying to not be forgotten?
They are trying to kill you and consume your power and life to reset the reincarnation clock back to them being the first. And they will step into the world as a person.
Okay.
On the basis of your life, refreshing their soul, no longer having a past or a future, and being able to survive another 2,500 years.
Okay. Not like a huge fan of that. Would prefer not to be like killed and have my life essence taken and stuff. Okay. Well, I guess you could ask me.
She's gonna ask what you love most.
Fuck. What she loves most? What does she love most?
Oh, actually, before you answer that, you get an extra question because we're in the middle of a physical encounter.
Yeah,
So
that's like my Truth of Hearts and Blade or something.
Yes, it is. So it's what do you most most mourn having lost, or what's your fondest memory?
What's your fondest memory?
Her fondest memory was of a day spent in a symposium, which nowadays Adrian probably knows as a symposium as a stuffy academic gathering. But back in the day, symposium was essentially the word for a bunch of Greeks getting drunk and talking about life, the universe, and everything.
Hell yeah.
So she remembers a beautiful garden, vineyard actually, with beautiful, ripe, full grapes on the vine. Drinking what seemed like endless amphorae of wine, talking about the nature of life, talking about the nature of the universe, talking about whether the soul persisted beyond death. She's talking with men, women, other genders, both Greek and foreign. And they all had fascinating new ideas she had never considered. she started to think that maybe the life of just disappearing into Hades as a faceless, nameless shade was not for her that day. That those shades eat only ashes and lack the ability to enjoy the life that she was living on that beautiful day. It was warm, the sun was out, there was just a slight sea breeze carrying with it a cooling salt. She remembers the intellectual conversation, dedication to heroism to earn the Elysian Fields, and the taste of the wine and the food. And because you are of the same soul, she also remembers laying her head against this one beautiful Ethiopian woman, nestling her head on this woman's chest just below her breasts and looking up at her dreamily as the wine hit. She is essentially rolling an entice on you, but the way this works mechanically is you're going to roll defy disaster. Spirit.
Spirit? Okay. So I rolled a 5.
Take an experience.
Wonderful.
And
Love experience.
thing. You connect with her in a deep way. You fall in love with her a little bit. It's hard to hate her now. You notice her beauty, or at least as it was back then when she didn't look like a 13-year-old you, and find that attractive. You are now attracted to her. To her originally, not to her 13-year-old self.
Okay.
You're a little bit in love with her. Might be smitten, it's up to you, but you're a little bit in love with her. And what do you love most is the question for you.
Shit. What do I love most about the zeitgeist?
No, what do you love most in your life?
Oh my god. Jesus Christ. You're asking me all these questions. Other people.
And in general or specific other?
Having community and having like people, just having community and people who care about you and people who love you and people who you know are there for you. And I think that's her favorite thing. That's the thing that
Does she have those people in her life?
She has a few. She has some coworkers at the library. She has her lizards, if you count that. She has her roller derby. I don't know if I already mentioned that. She has the moment. But not a whole lot of people, but you don't necessarily need a lot.
She takes a step back and says, "You also want to be remembered, don't you?"
I mean, yeah, darling, doesn't
present.
everybody?
Well, if you won't let me be present in the lives of others, why should I let you? And she disappears.
What? What?
Yeah, she disappears. So, I'm also going to use the Hermit reverse. So the moment you are alone in an empty space, you've been sent home. The thing about the moment is everyone is here, but no one stays. Everyone leaves. The moment is always left alone. What are you doing with yourself as you are stuck here?
I'm not stuck here. Just walking. Moving forward. Well, not forward, but sideways. Through. I think it's interesting everyone being here. But when they leave, I don't remember them. But something interesting happens every second. And I think as the next second happens, as the next moment comes into being, I'm sent home, but I think that just means I move on to something else interesting. See what else is happening. And I think there's some fighting happening, right?
There's some fighting happening.
I think I'm definitely there.
You appear in. I assume you're appearing in the restaurant roller coaster fight?
Of course. It's a moment.
Suddenly, it's a moment. Suddenly, if Ice Wolf Striker or Sparkle Guardian are paying attention in the midst of their fight, they see somebody who looks a lot like Tallahassee appear, dressed differently. Doesn't appear to be in a Mystic Guardian outfit. And they appear between the roller coaster and the restaurant, just in a flash.
I don't think Ice Wolf Striker's paying attention. She's pretty focused.
And the moment you have that opportunity that was created.
In the moment, what is happening in the fight? Like, what is remind me?
So moments come almost without motion. They're like strobe stills. So in the moment, nothing is moving, but you see over by the restaurant, you see the old woman with the patch of cactus skin on the ground, looking at something you can't see, with an expression it's hard for you to read. It's pleasant, but also sad. And it doesn't make sense to you. There's also an old woman on the bench. Same expression, no cactus skin. And Solar Guardian. Same expression, on the floor between them. A large wound the length of her arm. And she's not moving as she's being picked up by the hair by a 13-year-old blurry-faced version of her who's putting a blade up against her throat.
Oh no, that's interesting.
Behind you, or on the other side of you, there is a roller coaster in flames. The flames are frozen in time, not flickering or moving. And a large wolf person with no ice claws or ice fangs or ice spikes down the back, just a lot of wetness steaming in the fire. You can see the steam stuck in spirals rising from where the ice used to be. You don't know there was ice, that ice used to be there, but you can still see the steam stuck in spirals. And she has a rather beat up and bloody version. So, excuse me. The person with the blade at Solar Guardian's throat was actually young Sparkle Guardian. Got them mixed up. It's young Solar Guardian has her fingers around the wolf person's throat and is glaring at her. You can see little singes of smoke, also in spirals, rising from that throat. You can act on one of these.
Actually, is there something else here? I think the moment has one enemy, and that would probably be nostalgia. I think
The smoke is all the haze, the fog is all around.
I think if that's here, it's hard for me to exist in this space without being confused. So I want to wipe that away.
How do you do that?
I just take my hand in front of my face, and it's meant to be in the past, in behind, so I just shove it out of my vision and move it behind me so that it is forever in the past and something I never remembered was there in the first place.
So here's the thing, as you do that. The card that I drew was the Hermit reversed. The card of loneliness and of separation that doesn't achieve anything. You see, moments don't matter. They don't leave any impact on anything, any impression on anything. Without a past, they can have no future. Your hand just swipes through the mist ineffectually. Moments are beautiful, moments are important. But you need a future to have an effect, and you need a past to have a reason.
Well,
Is the Hermit reversed?
there is a reason why it is so confounding to me. This past makes sense that I would have no effect on it. Interesting. Interesting. I think if I can't wipe it away, I'll just have to move through it. If I have no effect on it, it doesn't have any effect on me, really. And I want to go over to that wolf in the flame. And I think as I step towards it, I am the flames, flickering, dying every second, but beautiful and not having any effect. At least not the right effect. That I want to consume. And as I enter these flames, I make them bigger and they flicker in time, and I want to hurt everything around me. Whether that is the material of the wood, burning it to ash, or whether that is the wolf or whatever is holding. Just want it to consume. Because I do need to matter.
You reach out to the flames. You feel yourself become the flames. Flames or fire is one of the most momentous of things. It, as you say, is different and constantly. It exists and doesn't exist at the same time. It never comes back once it's gone. And it's always consuming and gone. You feel the desire to make everything around you hurt. As you enter into the flames, give up your body, that white denim, and just take on that elemental form. Consumption requires the passage of time. You affect nothing. You can't even make them hurt. But you also have the 10 of Wands, which for me, 10 is Malkut, the kingdom, the Tranifest world in which we walk. So much like the 3 of Wands allowed Adrian to subtract something from herself, you are able to add something to the world. I give you free choice to add one fact to all that exists in this moment. It is your only ability to do anything, because creation happens in a moment, and the world is forever changed. And then you froze.
Froze? Oh no.
What do you create?
I want to create. I don't want to create. I want to snap everybody into attention. I think in this moment, every single consciousness in the universe hurts. I think whatever it is that hurts them the most, they think upon it, or they feel it, or they interact with it, and everything shares a moment of unity. I want to matter. I want people to notice. I want them to live in the moment, so it must hurt. I think that's the fact that change in that moment. I don't care if it lasts into the future, but everybody feels, everything feels pain.
Ice Wolf Striker. Oh, actually, Eve. You ever had 3rd-degree burns?
3rd degree? No, I don't. I had very small ones when I had a jet spray fresh oil on me.
Then you know what Ice Wolf Striker's throat feels like right now.
Mm-hmm.
As the heat intensifies. What would make a Sawyer hurt the most right now?
See, thing is, I'm pretty sure Sawyer's been living in that hurt for like the past decade. That was realizing what she had done.
I have an idea for what might hurt Sawyer the most in this moment.
Okay.
Tell me if I'm wrong. Sawyer forgives herself.
Oh, oh, that's good. Ooh.
In this moment of pain on your throat, you forgive yourself for the decision you made. It may not have been the right one, but it was the one you made at the moment. And it was okay to make it. Cherry, what would hurt you the most in this moment?
In kind of the opposite side of that coin, Cherry has also been living in the pain of what happened But she's just been reframing it progressively through just delusions. But she lost everything. She lost her magic. She lost her friend. She lost her whole sense of self when they had the final battle, and she lost her magic. And she's just been fighting against her current state for 10 years. So she's also been in it.
So what hurts you the most right now? Go ahead.
Probably realizing that it's not just Sawyer that hates her. It's probably, honestly, the whole team hates her.
You realize in this moment, thanks to the moment, that not only does everyone hate you, they are right to hate you. You actively made their lives worse. It's not even that Sawyer is right. Sawyer is pointing in the direction of right. It is so much bigger than what Sawyer has been telling you. You turned her into a murderer, dangling acceptance of her womanhood in front of her. You crushed Tallahassee's heart. And I think probably made it impossible for her to love again. You are why Adrian is so sad. Because she couldn't do what you wanted her to do. Sunny could have turned out to be a much better person. She was a mean girl, sure. But a lot of people are mean girls and grow out of it. She's still a mean girl now, no matter what she says. Because she had to be to serve under you. And that's just your team. Because the after effects have also included the last 10 years of you seeking a high.
Oh gosh.
There were other people involved in that car accident. You think of them for the first time. There were people damaged by you wandering high, or close friends of yours that you said difficult things to when you were high. You remember all of it, all at once. 10 years of selfishly chasing a feeling that belonged in the past.
Broken so many hearts.
Broken so many hearts. And I will say, because this is a mystical moment, you realize this is all your fault. You reached for the past in your moment of death, and you grabbed your first life, and everyone's first lives, and you brought them back. It's an interesting thing. You don't realize this part. You don't realize all of this, but it's an interesting thing. The thing that connected you to your zeitgeists was trapped away in the moment dimension. And moments don't mean anything. You could solve all of it. You're essentially the one holding the zeitgeists. You could just make everyone not be a magical girl. If you wanted to. And you're not sure you want to. Adrian. First, I want to tell you that your lizards are safe. I had to check our lines, veils, and highlights to make sure that harm to pets was off limits. What would hurt Adrian the most?
I mean, like, as soon as you asked that question, I knew what it was, and I don't want to say it, but it would be losing her zeitgeist. Because, like, that's not just her power. And her power is, like, who she is. To her very core, that is who she is. But it's also, like, her zeitgeist is her as a child. Like, she wants nothing more than to hold that child and tell them that everything is going to be okay. And if she loses her zeitgeist, she can't do that.
You know that in the original version of this universe, your zeitgeist disappeared to go threaten the people you care about, your community, to hurt you by taking away the thing you love most. In this current version of the universe, when she disappeared, she was just gone. You are no longer a magical girl. You feel the power is not there anymore. Your uniform fades away back into your normal clothing.
So I guess that, like, won't complete the ritual to bring Tallahassee back.
I'm going to leave it quiet on that. But Nicey is still there. We're almost near the end of the session. I thought I was going to roll with that? We're at the end of the session. But Nicey is still there.
Okay.
Holding a circle with its body around
That's something.
It does let go of its own tail, since, as you say, it is no longer able to do the thing, and flies up to hover in front of your face and looks at you with that pitying look in its eyes, the compassionate, that love, the desire to make it all better, and the knowledge that you cannot. And with that moment, we have reached the end of tonight's session. I had been hoping for this session to be a happier session. But my players had other choices and other options. I love my players. My players are telling these stories so much better
We
than I could
have to leave a mess for season 2.
Exactly.
Yes,
We
you
can't-
do.
It's not time to improve as people.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's not anywhere near time to improve as people.
Speaking of season 2,
Woo!
dear audience, this was our penultimate episode. Next week, the 24th, is our final episode of the season, our season finale. We will then be taking... You should all tune in. You should have your friends tune in. You should explain the whole thing to your friends. It'll only take you about 12 hours. We will then be taking about an 8-week break, hiatus, while we plan for the next installation of what I'm currently calling The Unknown World, which will be called Tragedies of Waldron Hall, a tale of the 19th century zeitgeist. Which won't be a magical girl anime at all. It's going to be a gothic horror romance. And it will feature almost every one of the people in this game. We're taking bets on who's not going to be here. We will have an amazing new player joining us. I'm super excited to play with. And that will premiere in about 8 weeks, or about 9 weeks from now. And then after Tales of Waldron Hall, we will have season 2 of Sparkle Heart Magic Force Go. It has already been greenlit by Enchanting Sorcery Productions. My ESP tells me we're going to have a season 2 sometime in fall. As a reminder, before we do outros, if you subscribe, which you should do, and or buy me a subscription, if we get up to 50 subscriptions, Baba Yaga is going to get a tattoo based on this show, which I desperately want. If we get up to 75, she's going to let us choose where it goes. So I'm looking forward to that. But right now, what I'm looking forward to is our outros. So Saul, please tell us who you are, where people can find you, what you're up to, and your star for the session.
I'm Solstice. I use any pronouns, and I was playing Adrian, who uses they, she. You can find me in my house, so please don't. My star from this session was perhaps a bit egotistical to say, but I really liked when I wrote it down because I liked it. I said, you can go peacefully or you can go violently, but you have to go.
Yeah.
I really liked that.
Yeah.
I think that was a good line. my head.
Seeing Adrian
That's all.
show
That's my outro.
up with that backbone, I'm just like, no, you are done. It was amazing.
Adrian's like, yo, I gotta go home, but you can't stay here.
Right?
Gotta go home, but you can't stay here.
Yes, that was such a good moment. Cam.
Hi, I'm Cam. He, him. I play the moment of pain. Which we'll use any pronouns. You can find me anywhere the streaming rainbow is involved. I'm broken in this moment. There's a lot of things to think about. I think my star for the session was dying.
You did it! That was one of your wishes!
It was beautiful.
It was so good.
Ugh.
Yeah. Like, basically everything about the moment is a star. Eve.
Hello, I'm Eve. You can find me over at Lawless Vic on the Blue Sky, or Lawless Victory on Blue Sky. Yes. My star is honestly all those worst feelings were great. I had not even considered how bad it would feel to be forced to forgive yourself.
Yeah.
Like, when you are not ready to do that, you don't want to do that because you know that's the kind of people that do forgive themselves for just horrible shit. Like Cherry. She doesn't want to be like Cherry.
Nobody needs to be like Cherry.
I'm a Catholic. I know exactly how much it sucks to forgive.
Yeah, no, so sometimes, no, you should feel bad and you shouldn't forgive yourself. Like, you know, other people can forgive you. That doesn't mean that you necessarily have to forgive yourself. Sometimes it's good to feel bad about terrible shit you've done. I feel bad about a lot of things that I've done, and it's kept me from doing them more.
Well, I will say, she's forgiven herself, which doesn't necessarily mean she thinks that she should make the same decision.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It does make making those decisions a little bit easier if you're like, well, I forgave myself once.
Sure.
I forgive myself again.
Jess. Oh,
No,
is there more?
that was it.
Okay, Jess.
Yeah, hi, I'm Jess. I'm art_fantastical all over the internet. I was Cherry. Wow. Great session. You never know how these are gonna go. Every session's different and they're all wild and it's been a great time. I'm excited for the finale. Yeah, you can find me here. You can find me over on Ballad of the Seven Dice, on a bunch of stuff. Eve's there. It's really chaotic and fun. I'm also on Queen City Supers with the Graveyard Tapes, where we are awkward teen superheroes, and it's also very fun. My star, maybe Ice Wolf Striker eating the sun, eating the embodiment of the sun, and it didn't work. Well, it sort of worked. Wow, but just
Okay,
all that
well,
description
she
is
did
great.
eat the real sun.
You
It is
did.
currently very dark right now.
Yeah. And just everything. Cam being the moment, and Saul, you being Adrian and trying to like negotiate with your past self. And yeah, big star for Cherry. While Sawyer may have just forgiven herself, Cherry's maybe admonishing herself for the first time ever. And it hurts.
I love how much like Sawyer and Cherry are reflections of each other. I can imagine a version of the team that was that Sawyer was in charge of instead of Cherry.
Oh, God.
Very easily.
Would have been a better situation, maybe.
Hey y'all, I have 19 different names. You'll hear a different one every time. One of my names is Dionysia Sacred Mirror. I use 3 different sets of pronouns. One of them is B Bim Bose Bim B Bim Bose Bose Bimself. And I have been your game mistress. You can find me coming up on this Sunday at 2 p.m. on Singularity Roleplay in Breaking Neon, City of Mists game, where I play Sarazat, a rift of Scheherazade who is in way over her head. I don't even know what happened last month because I had to be out of it, so I'm going to be very ingenue-y. You can find me here running this game for 1 more week, and then I've explained what happens with that. You can find me here next Thursday, this coming Thursday, I should say. Ooh, I really need to get those NPCs to you, Baba Gaga. On End of Love, a Dragon Age murder mystery. Using the Medieval Monsters of the Week system. I will be a player in that one, and our beloved producer, Baba Yaga, will be DMing it. That's all of where you can find me on streams at the moment, but you can always hire me as a professional game master. I have 1 game currently that has 1 seat available. It's a kink culture centering game of Mage the Awakening, and I am currently reworking my idea for a kink culture centering game of In Nomine. If you want to play either of those, let me know. You can find my Start Playing page on my socials on the link tree that was posted into chat. It will be linktree, linktr.ee/queer mythopoeia, QUEERMYTHOPOEIA, because I'm that bitch that likes weird, complicated words that Tolkien also liked. You can also hire me to run almost anything you want. I really enjoy doing bespoke games based on ideas that people send me. So let me know. You can also join my Patreon, and pretty soon I will be raising money for the SF Goth AIDS Walk team. So keep an eye out on my socials for me begging for money to help fight AIDS and protect positive people while we do. Because while we might still be in the COVID pandemic, we are also still in the AIDS pandemic, and it is still killing a lot of people. I think it just became a straight disease again, which is not because I hate straight people, because I care about my community. Lovely to hear. So yeah, that's me. It was lovely to see you. My star is everything. My star is all of my players. I say that every week. Seriously, I could go on for days about each of them. Some of my ideas are even so. We got a raid right as we're saying goodbye. That's amazing. Hello, Madbird Streams. We're saying goodbye, but you can
Hello.
always watch our
single
vibe.
time. Every time.
Every single
Hello.
time.
We're playing Thirsty Sword Lesbians, and we're burnout magical girls meeting up after 10 years after saving the world, and it's a mess.
And there was just a moment of cosmological apotheosis that just made everyone hurt, and it was amazing. You should watch the VOD.
Please.
In
It's
fact, I think
wild.
that might, right? It's so wild. I think that might be the star I'm going to mention the most. Was the know the moment. Moments don't matter. You can't do that. No, you can't do that because moments don't matter. Okay, then I just want to matter, so I'm going to make everyone in the world hurt.
Cam
that
out
was
here
just-
deciding to hurt babies.
Yeah.
What a monster.
Everybody's got a. Hi, my
We all
name is
just-
Cosmo Apotheosis.
We all just hurt emotionally in this game. Thirsty Sword
It
Lesbians.
was Chef's Kiss. I can't wait for the moment where like Tallahassee has to grapple with like becoming Cherry and Sawyer all at once. Like it was just perfect. Anyway, that was us. Tune in next week for our finale. Same thirsty time, same thirsty channel. I think that's everything I have to say. A voice in my ear will tell me if I'm wrong and have more to say, but until they do, bye. Thank you for hanging out with us.
Bye. Bye.